The Blair Witch is a film that only a few have not heard of. And whether you like it or not, you cannot deny the impact it has had on popular culture. Not to mention the budget to box office success. It is for this reason similar to Paranormal Activity that draws me to the franchise. There are many iconic things about the film, the most of which probably being the house. So I figured, why not build it? Before we get started, be sure to subscribe. Just want to say that I have a Patreon now. Link is down in the description and in the comments. On there you can get posts from me as well as videos at least a day, sometimes up to a week before they're uploaded to this channel, and raw footage as well. So check that out if you're interested. And also spoilers for the movie and the game a little bit. Alright, so first I needed a house. I could have built this in the wood, but I wanted a flat ground, so I found a house that would work. And I got rid of everything I didn't need. Now going into this project, accuracy was important to me. However, there were some mistakes I made that haunt me to this day. So for anyone who's hoping for a very accurate build, I'm sorry. Ironically, I wasn't even thinking of it, but this worked out great as the house had a basement. So I cleared that all out so I could get a fresh start. Things were looking pretty nice. Now the first thing I noticed was that they had a balcony, or an awning rather, over the left side of the house, as well as where the door was. So I built a porch there and got rid of the old one. The next thing I noticed is that there was kind of a line between the floor level and the porch. However, because 7 Days to Die works on a block system, that wasn't going to be very achievable. And I decided it didn't matter, and I just went with it. So I framed out the entire floor. The next thing I wanted to work on was the stairs, and it appeared to be in the back as there was this window right there. So I placed the stairs all the way in the back. This would later turn out to be a mistake. Well, first I did it this way. That was one mistake. And after fixing it, it was still wrong. I decided to go for a cement block because I liked how it matched the top of the bricks. I could have went with wood for the house, which might have been more accurate, but I liked how the cement worked. Secondly, there was a window, and it looked like it was a good distance back. So I ended up going about 5 blocks back before deciding that's where my window was going to be. I decided to make it 1 block wide and 2 blocks tall. I added similar windows for the front. Now it's time to work on that awning. And I learned my first lesson in rotating. I found this roofing tile, which turned out to be a terrible mistake as well. So clearly, I was a professional. Now the door will always be off center as the door is only 1 wide, but the porch itself is 4 wide, but that's okay with me. I framed out the ceiling with only minor issues.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
That's when I realized that there was a room behind the staircase, which I didn't know how that was possible considering there's a window here. And in every iteration I could find, there was very clearly a window on the stairs, including on the game. Now, The issue with this later on was that I found this image, which I now believe the back thing that I believe to be a disconnected portion of the house is the kitchen that Mike walks into behind the stairs. However, I did not find this until I was editing this video. So although the stairs being in the back there and an additional room being probably accurate, this ended up not being what I went with, and it was the first mistake, the first major mistake with the construction of this house. But you'll soon see it is not the worst mistake I made. So I framed out where the door would be and started pushing the stairs forward. Alright, so when you first walk into the house from the side, you see a fireplace and a bookshelf. Now, all my years of playing Minecraft has made making a fireplace pretty easy. Now, although the bookshelf is empty in the movie, I just slapped on some bookshelves. Pretty simple. It was right around here where I first started to be confused by the window. I ended up trying to go for a 1 block wide by 1 block tall window, and I originally decided to go with what I now believe to be the accurate building of the house. A lot of framing out the floors and building up the walls, and now my house started to look like a abandoned White Castle. My second issue was that there was very little footage of what the second floor looked like. So I did what I do best, and I just made something up. Now, there was more in-depth footage in the game, but given how they were going for a time loop effect, I didn't know how accurate that would be to the actual layout, and I figured it probably didn't matter that much. The stairs to the basement ended up being underneath the stairs as I feared, but since I wasn't able to do that, I just dug in through the wall on the other side of what I am calling the kitchen. I broke the stairs, fixed the stairs, but better. Got to work on the roof. Here you'll be able to see a little bit of the layout I went with for the second floor, although it doesn't make very much sense. I was hoping to finish the roof fast, as this fog had rolled in, and I was hoping to get a good thumbnail for the video. I put more of this awful roofing up top, and built with no major issues, because as you know, I am a professional. Alright, so I broke my leg, and it made me walk slow for 2 hours. Real time. I completed this little archway, and now I had the house, and I thought it looked awful, especially since there was no overhang on the left or right side. That would later be removed. This is when I decided that I wasn't going to add the back room and decided to make the house flush. As in the photos that I had, I couldn't see any evidence of that room. I boarded up the windows a little bit, and it started to look better, although it looks absolutely ugly in the sunlight. So now for my second and probably worst mistake, the staircase leading up to the attic. I ended up just putting it into the back right corner of the house. This, however, isn't accurate, as Mike spins around and it's clear that the stairs up to the attic is just looping around the staircase up to the second floor. While watching through, I didn't realize this, and I made that mistake. I also found a better roof and decided to replace all of my roofing with that. Now it was time to decorate. Chairs are pretty scary, right? This one's facing backwards. And just like that, the house was done.
Mike, where are you?
I'm right here! Where is he? I hear him. I hear him. I hear you! Josh! I'm going upstairs. Come on! I hear him downstairs! Come on! Josh! Is that you down there? Josh?
Alright, so that was my attempt at a shot-for-shot remake of the ending scene. And now I'll give you a little bit of a tour. So I think this looks a lot better at night. One of those good from far, but far from good. Now, my first mistake was I didn't add a staircase to the side entrance. So I actually had to come in through the front and then cut like I was already in here. I had my simple fireplace, the bookshelf, and we come through to the staircase. Some boarded up windows, and what I was calling the kitchen with the sink. That was the only noticeable thing I could find in that entire kitchen. And that of course loops back into the fireplace room. Now, there was no real chairs or anything in here. I just placed them because they look old and decayed. Now, I ended up boarding up that window because, at the time, I thought that's how it was. And of course, this is where the staircase would loop back up. I found out, rewatching the video a lot, that this was actually meant to be a bathroom. As you can see, a sink. But I ended up putting it back there. Again, I wasn't too concerned with the accuracy of the second floor as kind of the main level and the basement were the main points of the house. Coming up here to the attic, all you can really see is some sort of framed out walls in the movie. I ended up putting a hole in the ceiling. I thought that was kind of cool, although of course inaccurate, probably. I don't know, the house has been there for a long time. Coming down, I actually got lost when I was trying to film the shot-for-shot remake, trying to get back downstairs. And then we had the basement that would be right there, but instead looped around the wall. I kind of think that's a little better though. Had some supports and some brick walls that I could see. Trash on the ground, and this wasn't the actual corner in the shot for shot, but you know, just a corner to end on. And that was pretty much the Blair Witch House as I created. Now, I cut a lot of things out of the buildings portion because that was multiple hours of working. But I figured it wasn't so bad. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I have a Patreon now, so check the description if you'd like to support me there. And have a great day.